So, what do you mean? Humano, so now mean Chia Ora Ralph Menz, Ora Ralph Menz, your media strategist, then I think so, or your broadcast practitioner, excellent one at that. When it comes to radio stations, especially within the western part of Ghana, from Takwa to Takrade, Bogoso, all the stations there, he's been very instrumental in building up most of them. And I think so some of the great talents currently in our space. Ralph, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Danny.
Long time, sir.
Oh, yeah, no cry. I'm saying most of
I'm so excited to have you on the show this afternoon because I mean the subject of radio, if we have to speak to somebody, I know you are definitely one key person we need to talk to because you've been there and done it, both from the ground up. Like you've been there and done it from the ground up as a presenter, as a DJ, as everything, as a manager, as a CEO, like Nigina Wayibi. And first and foremost, I mean, I know that you may not want to, I wouldn't force you, but what do you make of all these transfers, radio transfers happening in war system at the moment? The loudest one that we've heard currently, which is the one from NANAAMAMCBROWN moving to media. What do you make of the whole move and the media brouhaha about it?
I don't know why you're using the word transfers.
I mean, that's the assumed situation, isn't it? It's assumed.
Because media general form for despite say maybe found
right.
Yeah, exactly. She just quit one job and decided to go to another. So whatever situation they see at their old place, nobody knows because the management will never come out and say it.
Absolutely.
Secondly, we had the bad blood or kind of bad mouth coming from the previous colleagues now. It looks like something happened, but nobody really knows the real details. But Sami Obisami, on the part of Media General, what they did now, I'll tell you, it's a management decision, and basically, and the media sector, no, most of the time, me categorize, can say they are part of the celebrity circles in terms of entertainment. So just imagine, say maybe one of these movie actors or musicians trying to comes up in the news. There's the same traction I had so media personnel being so can also get similar traction based upon how which may add value to him or herself in his career. You see, imagine say excuse me to say Komnadomo when he passed.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine say or a presenter be away Abonti Akon or Western region hobby and will better than
not at all.
You see, but just because he was in the national capital for a while, maybe did some interviews with top leaders, BBC. So in that particular situation, we added some value to the lifestyle. So as I met me, I put it the same thing to a friend is saying, Nanama. Onono say no, actress or a big cransana or into the media landscape. But here UT4 show now or host now is one of the biggest shows in town. And the show is big because it talks about other celebrity news.
Okay.
So you hear the people who he even sits with now, they are all big guys in the entertainment sector. So it became like big people talking about big people, like in quotes. So I'm some kind of traction be over the years, for her hosting the show. Emma, even the controversies that came with some of the topics they discussed also even added up to value. So,
that's true. That's true.
So, although it was a bad thing, but it gave her some kind of publicity. And anytime the show is done, the following week, most of the bloggers and all that will cut most of the things that were said in the program, and we said, it will be trending for a while. So I see Media General banking in on her value that she's bringing on, and possibly saying that, and not in a way to spite maybe the spite group, and say, and for that matter, we are going to make her bigger than what you did. And this thing happens in a sense that for Radio Jumano, let me say 75% of most of the top of the media winning in AISM.
I didn't know, Kaza.
Yes.
Why do you say that?
Because the point is, no, there's a lot of stations around there. When you listen to the presenters and the way they do, they do the right thing, they're okay and all that. But you see, they're doing the right thing. Let's say that. But when you walk into the premises and look at where they even transmit from, how they have been paying their crew, the kind of issues they have, they might even owe 4 months' salary and all that. But on the surface, shine. I don't know if you are getting
assembly, what will be so?
So basically, what they did was cash in on the kind of controversy and the value that she's bringing on, and then feed on it to get kind of eyeballs onto the station. So what they did was to their favor. But the question people are asking is it good or bad? I'll say it had to be done moderately. But for, like I said, most of these media houses, they bring also, like I said, ISM. So why we ISM pano and if you say speculation, that's what I need to say. Speculation. Say some other sectors like even economic inflation idea. We put me up say a negative comment about something and it can destroy a particular situation being image. So media houses for every time trying to stay afloat and be in the conversation all the time. Most of them would feed on some of these instances and blow it out of proportion.
Now, so, Ralph, before we have a question, let me read something that someone Nina Kudowunas, that means Sami was a former editor of Adum FM. He's the editor for Tech 24 News, and he's also been in the media, the journalism space for a while. So I posted something this week, and Ami Busa the question say, AJ Saponso came to me, has also come to Media General in this short period of time. In fact, there are a couple of presenters on my baho. So I was just asking the question, say, why was there not a fanfare for her? And I wonder how other presenters will feel. Say, is it because, well, it's been justified. Say, NANAAMAMCBROWN is a very big star, so doing some sort of like a staffs there, but to welcome her and all those things is worth it. Now, hear the response. Let me read it to you. So Sami said in a post as reply to mine, said, "I see indirect punch. This is the hypocrisy in the media, and it cuts across. Some people are hailed as demigods, and others are treated as second-class staff. So the demigods feel they can get anything they ask for and can do and say anything they want on air and get away with it. But let others demand or do and say anything they want and they have the axe on their neck. But mark it. This same unfair characterized the exodus to XYZ to EIB to Angel and now to Media General." And he says that it's just a matter of time. I mean, I don't know of what you whether you got that point and what you make of the point. Say or no. There is this issue of demigods within the media space, and is it the stations who make them so? Just say like, ISM will be perpetuated, and now say when they do that, it sort of translates into some form of financial benefit for the stations.
Well, he's not wrong, and I won't say he's right.
Okay.
as well. But the point is that media owners or managers make some personalities of the stations to lead. If you call it demigods, fine, but it's a thing that happens. You go to any media house and they will tell you that this presenter 1, 2, 3 are the face of the station. and
Oh,
it's done.
so
So
they
you
they,
don't
are- they
expect that
actually
somebody.
they actually do that, like as the station owners and managers, they will actually
Oh
let others
yes, oh
understand that
yes,
these are the stars of the station.
exactly. Because most stations, I won't say most, every station does that. You pick um, your key presenters who run primetime shows and then brand them to lead the station, especially when those presenters do something else outside the radio or the media house to add up value. So in terms of NANAAMAMCBROWN, she was an actress. Apart from that, she does her own philanthropic stuff. She's always in the media doing something on her own. She's like a newsmaker. So such a person, station, what do you mean say or be presenting you cash in on all the other avenues. Because me say NANAAMAMCBROWN Abba station, let me say or donation baby for orphanage be na day. Do you think me as a station on our own cash? Made me billboards now, the many billboard. I partner no. Mounted do even free advert for her for me to cash in on the kind of benevolent exercise now. I don't know if you are getting it.
I get,
So in that essence,
I get your point, but there's also, I mean, whether that is normally the reality, and I say it is just an assumption. Say some of these stars, no, they have companies that they work with as ambassadors and stuff, and when they move with these companies. Have you experienced such that before, as as a media manager, and does it actually happen?
oh yes, it does, and it's one of the mishaps that will happen, like the way it's happening to Despite. You get it. So as far as Nanama has moved, or they goodwill, they call the new place. And these guys are going to cash in on it. And they will not play loose. That's how come they give it that kind of unnecessary, to some people, that kind of grand style welcome ceremony. You get it. So Ubika tells there's a hypocrisy, like what Sammy is saying. Yes, it is true, but it's an unavoidable hypocrisy. We at then any station, there will be one or two key people who management will do everything to protect that they will not leave, or pray that they don't leave. Because such persons or who management say, oh, this station has approached me and they are making me this offer. The management will do a way to meet up, and it happens. Oh yes. This is how say. Imagine say you are doing so well and you're adding so much value to the station, and one day another station comes to poach you. Management will do everything to keep you. So will you say that you are a demigod?
So it's more of the value that presenter brings to the table, and how
exactly
the media owners now. And I say, the board of these stations sort of value and look at it, right?
Exactly. Look, let me give you a typical example. I recently pushed a presenter from another radio station in TAADI. And the point is this. The girl is a newscaster. She has a very beautiful voice, but I'm picking her to go and do a mid-morning show, which is not a thing that she's ever done. But what team one will be there 1 or 2 times, I think now you're called at Empire. So the question is, people are asking, why am I picking this lady to do a show that is not known for?
So now you've clearly said on record that we're Pochi Empire for staff. Oh dear. The link. Okay, I have Ralph back. Ralph, what do you mean?
Are you there?
I'm here. Missy, you've clearly said on record now that we're Pochi Empire for staff.
Oh yes. So the real issue for me picking this girl is because of the value that this girl have with a social market. I don't know if you understand it.
Okay.
She is in every youth group you can find out, because we are targeting some particular group of people. She is representing herself. She has a small business she runs. She's able to assemble a lot of people within her service. Anytime she makes a post on social media, the comments she gets, And when we announced that we are bringing this girl, you can check the number of likes we got on Facebook. It's almost over 2,000 likes now in TAADI, which is very unusual.
Right.
See, so for me picking her, and she's been going through training for a month before she starts. She hasn't started. She's starting next month. So this is exactly what other stations are doing. You look at the value the person is bringing and see how best you can cash in. And then make sure that sometimes in some of these presenters, they might not be good, but their social value, not their money, is even enough for you to cash in to make the revenue pit, which is the next question you asked.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
it's ideal. Is it economically viable for these stations?
Me, from what I've heard so far and what I have witnessed, most of these stations that came and poached people with big money now, what doesn't make economic sense.
Okay.
And I can tell you, I don't want to name stations, but most of stations recently, they put big names into the way. Some of us predicted that it's not going to last and it's going to run them down. And I can tell you for a fact that most of them owe salaries up to 3 to 4 months now, as I speak, because they came, pushed people, gave them enticement fee, bought them cars. Secondly, doubled their salary, which was not the particular trend among the other stations. So I'm about to disrupt the salary structure of most of the radio stations. Now, for people now anything less than that station, yes, I don't know if you are getting me.
I get a point. Okay.
Because at that moment, I'm sure that these people didn't make any projections with all the expenses they were making, hoping that these people are going to translate into money. But these are all assumptions. If you're a manager, you do and you don't take care, you can run into the ditch. But a station like Media General and Peace FM and the rest, they are one of the top in the market. So I'm assuming that some of these expenses they are making, it's a drop in the ocean for some of them. I can tell you for a fact that most of the media owners will decide to spend from their own private pocket to do this extravagant thing, but it will not be part of the station's budget.
Okay.
So you might see it to be extravagant and all that, but it might not be from the station.
But will it not eventually be added to their targets? Okay, it's not coming from your budget, but eventually, maybe in a space of 2 to 3 years, you need to make this up.
No, most managers will not do that. Despite can decide to throw a party for his people and dash them stuff and all that, but I'm not sure you say my book and Timon Safas can embrace me. It don't happen. Most of the time, it happens like that. So I don't know of this particular situation, whether it was part of the cost of the station or it came from the owners. That's unaccountable budget they spend. But the whole idea, is to make sure that whoever you bring on with all these, Sami said, hypocrisy in quotes, would translate into money or into revenue, so that at the end of the day, why all this noise, your social license is also confirmed, and then you gain in the financial side as well.
Ralph, very short quickly before I let you go, let's look at the socialization aspect, how it works with existing colleagues. This is obi aba all these elaborate welcome ceremonies and all those things. They've been welcome, right? So eventually, how does it normally affect the psyche, the working relationship, and the productive output of other workers? Diana, do they feel demoralized? Say, oh, I didn't mean the although fine, we've confirmed, say there are stars, but does it affect these co-workers in any way, considering the fact to say most of them, before they can properly execute their work, there are people who need to do things behind the scene for it to happen smoothly?
Exactly, and you are right. It affects some of them. I won't say everybody, but I know your levels.
I am functioning.
we all cannot be kings. We all cannot be servants. One kasa as a presenter or you are staff of the station, you know say NANAAMA was size. You know, at that moment, you know, wow, be mellow. You didn't even cram, be with them puma wumpo and never be in door cramano.
Yeah, it happened. It happened, didn't it?
Yes, it did happen. We saw it on TV. You realize that a lot of the other staff were there dancing and praising her and all that and getting her because they also know that she's also bringing something different that they might not have. Or if they already have, she's adding on. But it's all up to be with the management of the station to say that, or to be able to act swiftly and maturely and be able to handle some of these issues well so that the existing staff will not feel bitter.
Okay.
I don't know if you're getting me.
Right.
So it's a pure management thing because in my case, the lady I just picked, the other crew members are so happy about it. But to make it nicer, once in a while, you need to figure out a way to reward the existing people so that they can also feel belonging and not feel embedded. So basically, it's a pure management thing, and it has to do with the people who are in charge of the station. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, Raf. I mean, I'm very grateful for your time. I mean, did say among who have been up and down with this particular issue and all that. I'm sure we've gotten some very good insights. And I think now we know that the poaching train is going around in TAADI. So we are station now. Now I'll show you. But I'm grateful for the insights you shared and some of these. And I'm sure some of the radio owners and the smaller radio stations, the owners and managers would be looking at what to do to also help. But so on these notes, mentioning this now, if let's say a station which may not have the muzzle and the cloud of a bigger one, like we've been mentioning, they've groomed and trained a particular presenter whom potentially has star qualities. What are some of the things they can do to make sure, say, eventually they don't lose this particular presenter at a time that it will affect the station negatively, if it makes sense?
Because running a station is a different ball game altogether. A lot of things you have to look at. Okasa, you are just taking care of that particular person to feel only comfortable so that he doesn't leave. That is not enough. The environment, or how toxic the environment is, how the other colleagues relate to the person. Nina can also influence the person to stay or not. Sometimes you can even give the person enough money, but still, she might leave to another station or maybe take it less. And most of these presenters or media personnel, they do this because of the love they have for it. And sometimes it's not about the money.
Right.
So it's a pure human side thing. So if you are not able to handle that bit well, you would be able to see, say, people will not last with you when they work with you. And for me, anybody I've worked with, I don't know if you remember, and even now, 3 people I've pushed. They are joining my station not because because of the station, but they're joining because it is me. Because they feel like the reference they've heard about my managerial skill, and I experience the way I treat people and I handle them. They think they are more comfortable. So sometimes these people will leave your station because they don't feel comfortable with you, the owners or the managers, or even how the whole structures in place work. Sometimes they don't even care if even unti for a month or 2. Maybe a skin but send a sample because one of the people the guys I spoke to also salary came at least just a text message to tell us, oh, Charlie, I didn't you don't tell them anything. Crampo is enough reason for somebody to leave one station to the other. It should tell you that, and yes, can also share. But send a kasa, send over to me a relay information. I am important. I feel say treating so any part. The person will stay with you. It goes beyond that. This subject, I just say another hour to discuss.
I know, right?
But there's a whole skill that you have to develop as a manager to be able to handle it. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure say Antina, one of the generals in the space, some men. So no, I should the uncle for can I say, you know what, me cry, yes, you, no cry, my resign.
Oh yeah, Charlie, I have to wait for a while.
Yeah, you have to just make it fun sometime. But Ralph, thanks very much for your time on the show. I know, say, another time are you here, we would be able to speak to you and have a wonderful day. And we would definitely be coming to Takrady to have a peek and do some stuff.
I'm making plans to visit UK this year. I'll come and then we could do something.
Absolutely. we will be expecting you. All right. Okay. Everything for Ralph Menz and Yetene Kano. He is a media strategist. He's also a radio CEO, one of the radio stations. Because we was on some money station down there. But no, I can say poaching poaching business in the message. Apostle, baby.
Nanama issue. No, one thing is NANAAMA is not just famous. She's not just a celebrity. She's a brand. NANAAMA is a brand, and NANAAMA has gone through the thick and thin to come up with such a brand of herself. Right. NANAAMA is a brand. And to say, "Oh, for NANAAMA, you know what you're going for." Now, NANAAMA for over the past 5 years has been a top notch for brands when it comes to this ambassadorial stuff. And Obi Obefa NANAAMA bia who the boost she brings on board. The Hisense, Launcher Kitchen, Tasty Tom tomato paste, I'm an Bakra, Malina Madake, no, I'm a diabo.
Oh, dear, fancy answer. I started Irene, I started Bremy Bill, say, Bobo Brands.